Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Yogeshwari Sukumaran and today we are going to learn about do verbs. What are do verbs? Where should we use it? How should we use it? And what are its divisions and forms? Now, do verbs is an irregular verb. Now, before that, if you ask me where do verb come from and where is it getting derived, all those things I've discussed in my first video where at the top, if you could check, I've given the link. Do check out my first video where I've talked about the entire verbs and its forms, how it is getting derived and where the do verb come from. In that video, I've also shared about the be verb. So do go and check out and also subscribe to my channel because this is a series of videos where I'll be sharing about all the different types of verbs. So do subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss out any future videos and any future learnings. So welcome once again. Let's get into do verbs. Do verbs. It is an irregular verb. Now, why do I call it an irregular verb? Because verbs are of two major types, regular and irregular. If you could add just ed and create its past tense, it is called as regular verb. It's a formula and it follows the pattern. Any verb that does not fall under that pattern or formula is called as irregular verb. Now, do verb is one such. Okay, so I'll also tell you what are the different forms of do verbs in the later slide, but now let's get on to where it can be used. It can be used as a main verb as well as an auxiliary verb. Now, what are the different function it has? Number one, it is used to indicate action. Number two, it is used as a supporting verb while making negative or questions because the main verb, it cannot actually get combined with the negatives directly. And that's why we need to include a do verb there so that the main verb can have its negative and questions. Now, don't worry, I have explained all of these things with a question in the upcoming slide, so stay tuned. And the third one is it is also used to stand in for other verbs to avoid repetition, to add one more thing, again, to cut the entire sentence short and still add, to give commands, to create sentence tags or tag sentences, and to give short responses. Now let's look at all of these things one by one with example. Number one, to indicate action. Example, I do my exercise every morning. Now here we are talking about an action done by the subject. Doing an exercise is an action. Number two, making negatives. I have an expensive bungalow. Okay. Now here, this is a statement. If you see, I have an expensive bungalow is a statement. But if you wanted to make this statement into a negative format, you cannot add not directly here. Rather, you need a do. Only then it will give you proper meaning. I do not have an expensive bungalow. Okay, so it is do not have. That's how the negatives are being formed. And here we use do as a stand in, as in form where it helps the main verb to get its negative form. Now let's see the questions. Same sentence. I have an expensive bungalow. Now here I need to make a question. So you need to have a do in the front. Do I have an expensive bungalow? And here we have question mark. Do I have an expensive bungalow? Here you cannot put the auxiliary verb have in the front and create a question as we used to do in normal statements. Here we need to have the help of, we need to take the help of do verb. Okay, so to make question, you need do. To make negatives, you need do. Let me clear all the drawings and let's move on to the next one. Next example is to avoid repetition. Now see here, Ram looks much happier than he did. Now what are we trying to convey here? Now Ram is looking, this is present tense. Now Ram is looking much happier than he used to be in the past. This is called as repetition. Here we are giving two different periods, present tense and past tense, with just two words, being precise and also conveying the meaning. Okay, this is avoiding repetition and using the do verb. Ram looks much happier now than he used to be in the past. Let's move to addition. They go for a walk every day and so do I. Here we are talking about a different third person plural, they, and about us, I. Okay, now they are going for a walk and I'm also going for a walk every day. Now it takes a lot of sentence, a lot of words. Okay, in order to cut it short, we can use they go for a walk every day and so do I, which gives you proper meaning which you wanted to convey. Now let's talk about the command. This we all are aware of that because we use it repetitively with children and with, if we are an authority where we have to give commands to people, and this comes in place. Don't run, you might slip. Don't do this, don't repeat the mistake. So don't is used for command as well. Now moving to sentence tags. Sentence tags. You live in India, don't you? We use sentence tags to convey something and to get confirmed, get affirmation from the other person as well. So we use you live in India. Now, whenever you don't have any kind of an auxiliary verb here and you have to create a sentence tag, do comes in place. I do love it. I do live in India. You do live in India. Okay, so you live in India, don't you? That's how it is used in the sentence tag. Now coming to the short responses. Do they like music? And the other person is responding, yes, they do. Does she like music? Yes, she does. Now here you don't have to repeat the entire sentence. Yes, she likes music. No need to repeat. We can simply use they do and she does to say, to give a short response. Now all these things, why are we using? Because it helps us to cut short the number of words and be precise, convey the message as it has to be done. Okay, let's move on to what are the different forms of do verb. Number one, do, which is called as the base verb, infinitive. Number two is does, present, present tense, third person singular. Okay. Number three is did, past tense. Done, past participle. Doing, it is called as gerund or present participle, or it is also used for the present continuous or past continuous or future continuous tenses. All right. Now, having learned the different forms of do verb, let's see some example along with the tenses and the subject pronoun. Now, what is subject pronoun? If you are not aware of that, these are called as subject pronoun. I, we, you, and he, she, it, and they are called as subject pronoun. If you want to learn more about subject pronoun, subscribe to my channel. I'll be talking about that in the upcoming videos as well. Okay, now let's get into tenses. First person singular. This is present tense. For first person singular, I do. Example, I do all the chores. Now first person plural, we do. We do all the chores. Second person singular, again, you do. You must do your homework. second person plural, again, second person plural also we just use you. And for that also we use do. Now, you all must do your homework. Now, how can we differentiate whether it is singular or plural? Here it is just you do, and here it is you all must do. Okay, let's move on to the other tenses as well. Now we have third person plural. They do. They do all the chores at home. They do all the chores at home. Now, third person singular, he, she, it. He, she, it uses the does format. He does all the chores at home. She does all the chores at home. Now, if it is a robot, we can use it does all the chores at home. Right now in India, we don't have robots for the household chores. So I have used another sentence, which we say like it does not work. So will this plan work? No, this plan will not work, or it does not work. Okay, so I've just taken a different sentence so that I can be more meaningful. Now moving on to, we have the past tense, did. He did all the task. They did all the task. Past participle, done. I have done all the task. Now, if you are confused about what are these tenses that I'm talking and how it will work, what are the past participle, again, just the same answer, subscribe to my channel. I will be talking about that in the future videos, and you will be getting more and more knowledge about all of these things as well. Now, coming back to the videos, what are the interval that I'll be posting? You will be getting 2 videos every week. Mostly it will be on Fridays and Sundays evening, so do check out. You can learn more and more about it. And also I have shared the playlist in the description box. You can go click the playlist and you can watch all the videos in order where I have talked about all of these things. I have also shared a free PDF of all these notes as well as the exercise that you will be doing at the end. You can also download that free PDF so that you can have all these notes with you, learn over and over again, and also do the exercise, get better at everything that you do. Now moving to the gerund, doing. I am doing the work you gave me. Now, do is also used to emphasize, to emphasis in the positive statement, to emphasize something. Now, coming to do plus base verb. What do I mean by base verb? Nothing but the verb without any of its form, like, run, sleep. All these things are called as base verb, and it is also called as infinitives. If you want to learn infinitives, stay tuned to my channel. I'll be discussing that in the advanced verb. So right now you're learning about the verbs foundation. Infinitives fall under the advanced category of verbs. I'll be sharing that as well. Okay, now coming to the sentence example, I like chocolate. You can simply say I like chocolate, or you can, if you wanted to emphasize that you also like chocolate, you can say I do like chocolate. Or if you wanted to say that you like chocolate too, so even for that you can say I do like chocolate without any doubt, to give an emphasis over there. Now coming to positive, negative, contraction, and question format of the do verbs. Okay, now positive sentence, I do all the chores at home. Here we don't have contraction, so I just kept it blank. Now coming to negative, I do not do all the chores at home. Now if you can ask me, why do we use two do's? Okay, so when you wanted to use the not format, negative format, or a question format, as I told you already, another do will be added there to give its meaning. Okay, all these verbs, the do verb, have verb, main verb, cannot take the negative and the question format. So you need to add a do in front so that you can add a negative and a question format. So that's why we use I do not do all the chores at home. So here do not is negative and do is the action that you're indicating. Now negative contraction, I don't do all the chores at home. Question, do I do all the chores at home? Now coming to the second sentence, she did all the task. Now, no positive contraction for that. So let's move on to negative. She did not do all the task. Negative contraction, she didn't do all the task. Question, did she do all the task? Here, I am using did because it is past tense here, okay? So just because the past tense we have, I'm bringing the past tense in the front. Did she do all the task? When you have one past tense in the front, the other verbs will have to be in the infinitive format or the base format or the present format, okay? All these three terminologies are same. Infinitive, base, and present, all these three terminologies are, it gives you the same meaning. Now coming to the third sentence, I have done all the task. Contraction, now I and have goes through the contraction format and it becomes I've, okay? Listen to my pronunciation, it is I've done all the task. Negative, I have not done all the task. And here it becomes, I haven't done all the task. You cannot write, I've not done, which is again, it's good and it's right, but this is the standard format. I haven't done all the task. Now coming to the question, did I do all the task? Again, you need to have a do verb here. Okay, now the fourth sentence, I do like chocolates. No contraction. Moving to the negative, I do not like chocolates. Negative contraction, I don't like chocolates. And question is, do I like chocolates? Hope you're enjoying this. Let's move to the next one. Some more examples in do verb and how all we can use do verbs. Number one, do you need help? If you wanted to ask a very short question to someone, do you need help? Number two, let us do it. If you are calling people to join you, so you are telling, let us do it. Now, when you wanted to ask permission or a request, so it's, can I do it? When you're telling someone not to do something, so do not let him fight. If you wanted to ask a question, why do you do all this? Now here, if you see, there are two do's. Why do you do all this? This indicates the action and this is for the question format. Now let's move to the next example. How many cakes do you have? When you wanted to ask about the question or numbers, how many cakes do you have? Seventh one, I don't owe you anything. Now here the meaning of the word owe is indebted. Indebted. I am not indebted to you, or I don't owe you anything. Now the next one is eighth one, I don't need your help. If someone is asking, do you need any help? And if you don't want any help, you can say, I don't need your help. Though it is little rude, you can say the other words or other polite ways to say that you don't need their help. You can say, thank you so much. I am good with what I do. Okay, so you can thank them and you can say that I will ask your help if it is required. But this statement is little rude. Please do not use with any of your superiors. Now, sentence number 9. Should you do this? You are asking a question with a lot of doubt. Should you do this? Will you succeed in doing this? Okay. Now, sentence number 10. Don't be so mean. Don't be so mean. If someone is behaving kiddish, childish, or not polite, so you can ask, don't be so mean. You can inform. 11th sentence is, how do you like your job? If someone got a new job and you wanted to ask, how is their job? Do they like it? So you can ask this question, how do you like your job? And the final 12th sentence is don't rush. Don't rush. Don't rush things. So that's how you tell people that don't be in a haste, let things happen. Okay, so having given you a lot of sentences to practice, here are some exercise to do. This exercise I want you to do with download the PDF and start doing it. Either you can edit with whatever the softwares that you have, or you can write it down in your notes. That's completely up to you, but do the exercise. I've given different uh, sentences here. I've given all the columns here. After doing the exercise, please do let me know, how did you find it? Was it easy, or are you finding it any challenges, difficulties in the way? You can also join the Telegram group that I have given, join the Facebook group that I have given in the description box. You can directly ask me questions over there. Weekly ones, or once in 2 weeks, I'll come live, I'll meet you, I'll clarify all your queries there. Okay, see you soon in person or over a live call, live video. Okay, until then, bye bye, stay tuned, subscribe to my channel to get more of such videos. If you feel this is valuable and you have got some value out of this, please do share it with your friends who might need this. Tell them to learn, and I'm here to help you to grow and to grow with you as well. All the best. Bye bye, until the next time.